the stars, Wild Pack. It's Bernadette, and I'm here with your Scorpio tarot reading for June 2021. Oh, Scorpio, I am one of you, and so I'm laughing at myself as well. So, the card that has come out for Scorpio this month is the Warthog, the Two of Cups. Now, we are much maligned, us Scorpions, and people just think that we are. I don't know. They think a lot of things about us, but really, all we're trying to do in this lifetime is find the perfect love. We want to be loved perfectly. We want to love perfectly. All the storybook romance kind of stuff. No matter how mysterious and tough we may seem to be, we're really big marshmallows on the inside. And so Warthog is just the craziest card to come out for us this month. And so, listen, during June, okay, lessons for our Zodiac sign are going to be involving making space for partners and allies. This is such a huge thing going on this month for us. And finding partners can be really scary, or maybe even rejuvenating your partnership with your current partner, kind of re-enhancing it in some way so that it seems almost like a new partnership, or you're making more space for that love, or just again freeing up more space to be able to receive. And that's a tough thing for Scorpios, receiving. But Warthog, that spirit totem and power animal, is really going to help bring the lessons to all of us Scorpios of enduring love. And it will really help us to nurture the relationships that we currently have, that we want, that are healthy for us, so that they last for the long, long haul. And, listen, again, I'm going to say, Scorpios just crave a lifelong love with a partner that sees you through every challenge. But listen, we also desire, our Zodiac sign desires privacy and secrecy. And at some point, something's got to give. It can't be just one way or just the other. Like during this period, it can only be this way. And during this period, it can only be this way. There's got to be some kind of blend, some kind of mix. But true intimacy requires letting walls down and allowing others to come into your world in a greater degree than what you might feel comfortable with, or that you might think that you want or you don't want. But is it more important to have an intimate connection or to maintain your secrets? Only you can decide. Warthog, again, as a spirit totem and power animal, really can help you work through those challenges and find divine and enduring love, but it does take two. And if you're waiting for another person to fit your criteria perfectly, good luck with that. You're going to be disappointed every time, because at some point, trust needs to be, or should be, or has to be, or just I don't even know that it has any choice but to be a conscious decision. The more you can trust yourself, the easier it is to let your guard down. Now, on the 1st through the 14th of June, Mars is in Cancer, opposite Pluto, retrograde in Capricorn. And during much of this time, Mars forms a square to Neptune in Pisces. The opposition between Mars and Pluto really can bring out some explosive instincts beneath the surface, in your life. And both Mars and Pluto are your sign's rulers. You might feel as if two aspects of your subconscious are battling each other. You may want the security of the past while also wanting to wash your hands of a situation so you can move forward and look for peace and stability. But, listen, my Scorpio brethren and sisterin, and, the real solution is somewhere in between those extremes and might require more nuance and patience. There might be a situation involving family secrets, your home life, your relationship to family forces. You confront a lot of, maybe not even a lot, but just the powerful buried wounds or fears. And you might have to break with tradition now, trying to balance setting boundaries with burning bridges. The struggle is real, y'all. The struggle is real. So the square between Mars and Neptune. Woo, Lordy, I'm tired. The square between Mars and Neptune can add a dose of confusion and illusion. So be sure to delve really deep, like we love to do, like we are wont to do, as a Scorpio does, into the issues at hand, so that you'll know you're acting on an objective information kind of premise and not fantasies or fears projected onto the situation. So avoid escapism and wishful thinking now. This is a month where you really are going to want to step into your Scorpio energy and just meet things head on, but meet them with the eyes that will see and the ears that will listen. Okay, so for more in this tarot reading, for this month, on June 12th, Mars enters Leo, and your attention might abruptly shift from matters of the home and family to pursuing your own ambitions and personal agenda. You might feel the need to step out on your own. Maybe a big dream or image of success or status kind of like seduces you on your path, promising wealth, fame, power. Following this dream may bring all of the wins you dream of, but rushing ahead can have consequences. Try to keep yourself grounded and avoid becoming like grandiose right now, right? This is not a fake it till you make it situation. And even when you do make it, don't be a fake it, if that makes sense. So from June 15th through the 19th, Plutro. Oh, I'm a mess. I'm a hot mess. All right. Pluto retrograde in Capricorn forms a quincunx to the Sun in Gemini, and you might struggle to articulate. Imagine that. You might struggle to articulate your ideas and needs now because some issue with your financial or career situation seems kind of to obstruct your focus. But you just may have some vision of success, and that's cool. Just keep it in your vision because it's going to feel just out of reach, but it really isn't. It is coming your way. In truth, your goal is super attainable, but you've got to stretch or adapt in some way in order to grow into your power and confidence. And this is June 2021 is going to be a really important time for us Scorpios to dig deeper and resolve fears and insecurities that have blocked us from believing in ourselves. I mean, a lot of people think that Scorpios are just like the most confident, but there's always a neurotic little, love me, please love me on the inside of us. Kind of like being two people. So on the 20th, the moon enters Scorpio and will be transiting your sign for about 2 days. And this transit elevates your psychic talents and boosts your emotional needs to the surface. So whatever was subconscious or unconscious can be brought to the surface and become part of your willpower and motivation. Your family life or relationship to those who share your home can also take center stage. This is a great time. June 2021 is a great time to unpack insecurities and hidden fears. Your sensitivity and vulnerability is likely to be dredged up now, but just don't fight it or project your fears onto others. Instead, just kind of sit with what makes you uncomfortable and find your deeper strength in that power. Now, on the 21st, the grand water trine brings the moon in Cancer into a trine with Venus in Cancer, also trine Neptune in Pisces. As a water sign, you're super sensitive to this lineup, and your sentimental and intuitive nature, woof, it's like a tidal wave. And your psychic abilities, the psychic insights, the visions, the messages that are going to flow into your conscious mind, also like a tidal wave, maybe even more like a tsunami. In a positive way, if you'll let it flow through you and you don't fight it and you don't become afraid of it. Now, if you recognize that you're an empath, an intuitive, a clairvoyant, a psychic, a medium, a shamanic journeyer, be open, please be open to that energy and the emotions that are dredged up to the surface. Now, that said, romance can be a little rocky during this time, but only if unsettled emotional wounds are suppressed. So, if you haven't dealt with fears and insecurities in the past, doing so during this June really can clear the slate and create a stronger bond with you and the people that you love. You're a truth seeker, right? We all want the truth. A buddy of mine that's an astrologer, she calls Scorpios the sheriffs of the universe because we're always seeking the truth and we're always about justice. And because of that, it can tend to make Scorpios overanalyze things at times and become, a really convenient way to deflect. So resist the urge to overanalyze now, and remember that Warthog is working with you to deepen your connections to other people and strengthen your relationships, because the reason Warthog wanted to be the Two of Cups in my deck, the Arcanimal Tarot and Oracle deck, which is what I read with, is because if you're really going to love somebody, you've got to love them warts and all. And that can be a tough thing to do, especially for Scorpios that are looking for the perfect love. And we're not talking about physical appearance. We're talking about the inside, your spirit, your ethics, your this, your that, your everything, right? So just remember, if you truly want to commit to loving somebody, you're going to have to war against your own Scorpio nature, and you're going to have to do that warts and all. So during this part of the month, the grand water trine opens the floodgates and helps you release what's been in the way of growth and healing. And you can also feel more susceptible to subtle energies. So it's a really good idea for having some method to cleanse and clear your energy so you can remain grounded but not block the intuitive and psychic messages that are coming in, because those psychic abilities are not going to go away. The question is, what are you going to do with the messages when they come in? And just, again, letting them flow through you, clearing those blocks, however you do it. You can do a prayer, you can do sage, you can do a Reiki session, an acupuncture session, a massage session. Some other ways to do that are mantras, chanting, affirmations, incense, music, dance, especially sacred dance. That's a great way to kind of get everything moving and grooving. Right now, on the 24th of June, the full moon in Capricorn can bring a bit of the grounding that you've needed, and this transit can energetically buttress the power of the grand water trine, providing a stabilizing energy that helps you focus on emotion, intuition, fantasy, love, and compassion. And you're going to want to bring those things into the muggle world or the mundane world, but in a practical way. Like, the people around you won't even know that they're being infused with all this metaphysical goodness, right? Now, rather than getting lost in old wounds, for like example, you may find ways to channel your wounds and emotions into career, whatever the career is that you've chosen, or work that you do on behalf of others. And your career may need an overhaul now, so let your powerful intuition, because it is powerful, Scorpio, guide you as you strip away the distractions and old plans from the past that simply are not going to work for you anymore. They're just not. So, your zodiac sign, my zodiac sign, we can be focused, and the perseverance helps us endure. But now you might call, because I'm doing the same thing. I'm calling some of my current plans into question. I'm going over them again, piece by piece by piece, because it is an important time to revamp your plans and give yourself the permission to break away from tradition. Even if said traditions or plans you were once attached to, just be open-minded. Be open-minded. Now, June 25th through the 29th, Venus in Cancer maintains an opposition to Pluto retrograde in Capricorn. And this might feel reminiscent of the story of Persephone being held captive in the underworld, as you long for sentimentality and connection with home or romantic partners, yet feel like your own desires are hijacked by your own shadow side. Case in point, my never-ending struggle, and I got to stop saying never-ending because it's fixing to end, with sugar. I'm just totally addicted to sugar. I know I am, and there's this whole light person, and then there's the shadow side, and, they're at war right now. So a gloomy outlook or resentments from the past wounds, any kind of past wounds, may haunt your family or your romantic life. Something's got to be released in order for you to free yourself from the tension. But you might also be a little bit reluctant to let go of the security of holding on, even if what you're holding on to, or who you're holding on to, is a distorted and unhelpful narrative about the situation. Recognize first and foremost that in some unconscious way, your grudge serves a purpose. Once you've come to accept this, you can work with the energy of this transit to let go and heal. This is a time for transformation, and yours is the sign of transformation. Scorpios, death and rebirth, death and rebirth, death and rebirth. So the change needs to center, or not needs to, but it could be very helpful if you allow that change to center on your expectations for a career, family, and how you balance those two areas of your life. I don't do such a good job of it. I'm a straight up workaholic, but I love what I do. I'd spend 24/7 doing it if I could, and I do often try, but that's not balanced, right? There's got to be a reason or reasons that I don't spend more time with family, but only because I value them, or more time with my friends because I value them. So part of this can be your value system. Do you truly value time with your family? Do you truly value time with your best friends? What's the most valuable expenditure of your energy on what kind of time? Now, on June 25th, the moon passes by Pluto retrograde in Capricorn, and this can energize your intuition and enhance your psychic abilities, especially in career and finances. Now, you may have a deeper emotional attachment to some tradition or aspect of your work, that's in progress of changing, and this can make it harder to let go. You might get stuck in sentimentality now, yet at some point, you're going to have to acknowledge how you may be holding on to a romanticized view of the past and not the reality of the present situation. And that can be tough because change and loss can be painful, even if it's even if it's something or things or people you know you should be letting go to. It still can be painful, and change can be painful, um, because we get stuck in our old stories, right? We get stuck in the stories that we tell ourselves and that we project to other people. But the strengths and highest wisdom of Scorpio tend to emerge when you're in the process of reinventing yourself. That's why it's a lot easier for Scorpios to faceplant, like just have their world ripped out from under them, even if we are Scorpios, even if we've ripped it out from under ourselves, we have a much easier time of getting up, dusting ourselves off, and getting back into the mix. You got to keep this in mind as you navigate the later part of this month. So I hope that was helpful. Pick up your copy of the Arcanimal Tarot and Oracle deck. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Make sure and hit the bell so that you get all the notifications and you get all the metaphysical madness that goes on around here straight up. And remember, I only answer questions and I only respond to comments and questions on my forums, gatheringofmystics.com. I will respond as much as I can in YouTube, but I've got to move the conversation over to gatheringofmystics.com. It's free to register. It's moderated. It's a private community, being that it's my community. And so you're very safe and very welcome there. So, all right. What are the most important things? Do good for animals, including yourself. Stay wild and keep reaching for those stars.